Cornwallis seeks honorable terms, which Washington rejects. He will give the British the same treatment they gave the Americans a year earlier at Charleston. Colors surrendered, and Cornwallis's men, prisoners. The British commander has no choice but to accept or face further bloodshed. At 2 p.m. on October 19, 1781, the British march from the ruined remains of Yorktown. They stack their weapons and surrender their flags. Lord Cornwallis claims illness, leaving the formal surrender to Brigadier General Charles O'Hara. O'Hara attempts to surrender to Rochambeau, who directs him to General Washington. Washington, in turn, has O'Hara surrender to his second-in-command, General Benjamin Lincoln, who had been forced to ignobly surrender a year before at Charleston. With Cornwallis's sick and wounded, more than 8,000 prisoners are counted at Yorktown, along with over 200 cannon, 8,000 muskets, and 2,000 swords. The British suffer 556 killed, wounded, or missing. The Allies, 389, nearly two-thirds of which were French. That evening, Washington notifies Congress, writing simply that a reduction of the British Army under the command of Lord Cornwallis is most happily effected. The evening of October 22nd, they issue a decree for a day and a night of celebration. When Lord North, the British Prime Minister, learns of the defeat a month later, he blurts, "Oh God, it is all over." And while King George III continues to ask for further military actions, the war is essentially over. The defeat at Yorktown and the mounting costs of the war saps British public support for continued action. In April 1782, the British Parliament seeks out the American ministry in France to begin negotiations. 18 months later, the Treaty of Paris is ratified by Congress, bringing about the end of America's war for independence and the beginning of a new nation. With the war over, General Washington shocked the world in December 1783 by resigning his commission as Commander-in-Chief. Walking away from such a powerful position prompted King George III to call him the greatest character of his age. But his retirement from public service would be short-lived. By 1787, he was elected president of the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia. 2 years later, he would become the first president of the United States.